So Snow White's been in the news a couple times now recently, and not exactly for the best reasons. First, there was the kerfuffle about this scene being a tiny bit problematic in the Me Too era, and I know you guys really enjoyed my last take on consent in the Wonder Woman video, which is why I guess this is back by popular demand. But first, let's talk about Disney's upcoming Snow White live-action remake. The titular character is going to be played by Rachel Zegler, who's apparently a very talented actress and singer. Altogether perfect for the role, except for one tiny thing. Snow White is not fucking white. Now, I'm not talking about white as in racially white, because she's half Polish and half Colombian, making her about 80% European in origin. I'm talking about actual skin color, like the part where it literally says her skin is as white as snow. Now, normally I don't really give a shit about race bending or even whitewashing, as long as the character's defining traits are basically intact. You can have your Black Little Mermaid, that's fine. Hell, that story's about bending into an entirely different species.
Ariel's been turned into a human!
But with Snow White, it's in the goddamn name. And it's not like an aesthetic choice either, the way Lin-Manuel Miranda mixed up everybody's race and played up Hamilton's immigrant status. But this was an intentional move by the studio executives. It's too obvious not to be. You're telling me they cast every other movie with the appropriate ethnic composition except this one they're going colorblind suddenly? No. They knew it was wrong, they knew it would stir up racial controversy, they knew it would give them a ton of free attention, they knew they could deflect criticism by calling everyone racist, and they knew they could get away with it because nobody who dislikes woke virtue signaling watches any of these garbage Disney remakes anyway. At this point, a lot of liberals and leftists have become convinced that accepting the very existence of anti-white racism is the same as being a white nationalist or something. Then there's the fact the anti-SJW movement got co-opted by conservatives and went fucking insane, and then you wonder why you can't actually have a good faith dialogue on anti-white racism. There's plenty of blame to go around here, but I point the finger mainly at the Disney executives. I don't find actual white hating a good explanation when pulling a stunt nobody asked for to make a profit seems much more plausible. Please just don't direct any hate at Rachel Zegler. She's just doing her job. Look, if I was offered the role of Snow White, you bet your ass I'd take it too. It's a lot of money. Now I guess it's time to talk about the true love's kiss thing that wakes Snow White up at the end. I don't know if everybody here who watched my Wonder Woman take thinks I'm like pro-rape or something, but let me just reaffirm that belief in anybody who's decided they're allergic to nuance. Look, guys, the prince thought Snow White was dead. I mean, she was put in a glass fucking coffin, and I don't see any air holes in that damn thing. How was the girl supposed to survive not eating or breathing for an entire year? The dude's a fucking necrophile is what he is, and I respect that. Better to plow someone's dead body now that they don't need it anymore, and this body's preserved better than most. It just so happens Snow White wasn't dead after all. I don't know if retroactive consent counts for something, but you've got that going as well. So yeah, you could call the act non-consensual and improper, but only if you selectively ignore the context, and not because the prince was like a sexual predator or something.
Ha! Clipped and shipped. This guy just declared the prince innocent. Well, get this. In the fairy tale, Snow White is only 14 years old.
Oh. Shit. But the prince looks pretty young too. He couldn't be much older than, say...
31 years old?
Seriously? But he looks like a baby. Just look at that smooth-ass skin. I mean, you gotta look at the cultural context, right?
Excuses.
Well, marriages back then happened really
you'll
early.
get canceled.
Come
for
on,
sure.
Jack. This is really unfair.
I'm and I approve this message.